we are going to be talking about
That's cool.
the Elimination Chamber. March 1st, 2025, the last stop on the road to WrestleMania. It's almost here, so we're going to go around, give you our quick picks, then discuss the match. Let's jump right on into it with not a match, but maybe the hottest angle right now. Will Cody Rhodes sell his soul to The Rock? The WWE champion responds to the final boss. So let's just quickly say if Cody is going to join The Rock or not join The Rock. We'll start with Heel Kev.
Absolutely not. He's the biggest babyface in the company. There's no way, no feasible way that this is going to happen. No way at all.
Is Cody going to fall in line? I saw the doubt and I saw the look on that man's face. I don't know what's going to happen.
I don't think that Cody will join The Rock, but ... yet. I think that the possibility for maybe one of the biggest WrestleMania swerves of all time is in the air. Cody Rhodes maybe versus John Cena. I don't know. We're going to talk about the Elimination Chamber in a little bit, but the idea of maybe Homelander Cody revealing himself at WrestleMania 41 to join The Rock, become the corporate champion, I definitely think it's in play. I agree with Heel Kev. I don't think it happens, but let's dive into this conversation a little bit about the possibility of corporate Cody Rhodes.
It totally could happen. Anakin, he went to the dark side.
He did?
Maybe Cody's going to go to the dark side here. Who knows? Cody Rhodes is the baby face of the company. Everybody knows that. It would be a little bit of a shock, but he might go to the dark side.
I think this is one of the greatest things about this sport that we all love is when it comes to professional wrestling, nothing is off the table. Everything is a possibility. Literally anything can happen at any point in time. We've seen it throughout the entirety of wrestling, whether it be Hogan becoming the third man, whether it be the Montreal screw job or whatever the case may be. There's a laundry list of examples we can pull from. So nothing is ever off the table or completely off the table. I just don't see it happening, but I will go with what the Mark said, and I don't see it happening yet, because if we flash back to what Cody was doing in AEW, he was flirting with the idea of going heel, being the bad guy. He was getting ready to do it. He dyed his hair back to black and was ready to go back to doing that kind of thing. So I'm not saying that Cody would never do it, but I think there's a time and a place for everything, and this is neither the time nor the place. If he were to do this, who assumes that role is the biggest babyface? Jey Uso?
Especially going into WrestleMania, right?
Exactly. Now, here's the only caveat that I would give, and why I think that Mark is onto something with WrestleMania being in the air. This story with Cody it's kind of running its course, right? It's kind of going exactly how they want it to go. And one of the things that made the Bloodline storyline so intriguing for so long is they kept twisting it. They kept turning it. They kept adding to it. They kept changing the direction. So if that's the blueprint you want to follow, what better time to change the direction than WrestleMania? Because then you start a brand new story, no pun intended, leading throughout the next year of now you have this other Cody, and now we're going to show you what this other Cody does. Again, I'm sticking to my gun saying it's not going to happen, but I'm not completely ruling out what Mark said. I think he brought up great points with it being around WrestleMania.
No, and I got a great point, and tell me if I'm wrong, Heel Kevin and Mark. If Cody Rhodes did become and go to the dark side and become that heel of the company, doesn't that set up the two biggest matches we would want to see? Cody versus Roman or Cody versus CM Punk? Because Roman now is a face, CM Punk is a face. So going forward, the mega matches that I want to see with Cody Rhodes, you got to do something, because Roman is perceived as a face, CM Punk is a face. How can you verse Cody Rhodes as a face? Doesn't it make it more dramatic if Cody does turn and go to the dark side and become that corporate guy? That would elevate Roman and CM Punk as bigger baby faces and set up that colossal match.
I agree with you that it does set up avenues for both those gentlemen, but I would expand it to say it opens up avenues for so many other people. Cody and Jay, Cody and Sammy, Cody and all these people that had Cody's back, all the people that helped Cody win the title in the first place, excluding Kevin Owens, because that's kind of already ran its course, but it sets him up not only to go against people, but also to see him align himself with people that we haven't seen him align himself with yet. Guys like Drew McIntyre and stuff like that who've gone down that road, but Cody was never able to do that because he was the good guy. Now you flip him to the bad guy. Those possibilities are open. So I think it opens up so many avenues, and they can add chapters, not just pages, but chapters onto this story that is Cody Rhodes.
Kev, you just said something that immediately put a light bulb in my head. Imagine Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes reworking as the Dashing Ones once again, only this time it's all these years later. They're both mega stars on top of the game. It's just a funny thought.
Listen, I thought that immediately after I said it, and I was hoping it was just going to go under the radar. No one was going to catch it. You're absolutely right. Now we just need to get 3MB back as well.
Oh, let's do it. Let's get Jinder back.
See, I just think with Cody Rhodes as the baby face of the company, you're running out of steam what to do with him. Don't count out Cody. Maybe not today, tomorrow. Don't count him out, not shaking Rock's hand and kissing that ring.
All right, so across the board, it looks like the three of us think that Cody Rhodes won't accept The Rock's offer at Elimination Chamber, but there is a possibility maybe he accepts it one day, WrestleMania. We'll find out. But right now, let's talk about who Cody might be facing at WrestleMania. The Men's Elimination Chamber. We'll see Logan Paul versus Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, Damian Priest, John Cena, and CM Punk. Quickly, let's just all throw our winners out there, and then we'll just do a big group discussion. I'm taking John Cena.
I regretfully, and I mean absolutely regretfully, am choosing CM Punk.
Love it. Father?
I'm on the same page as Heel Kevin. I got CM Punk winning the chamber to go up against Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania.
I love it. So since I'm the minority here, why don't I start and I'll give you my Cena pitch. I love CM Punk. He was my pick to win the Royal Rumble, and he was originally who I thought was going to win the Elimination Chamber. But the main reason I have to give the nod to Cena over CM Punk is because Punk, he has that favor with Paul Heyman sitting in his back pocket. He's got a possible direct line to a main event spot at WrestleMania. Cena, however, if he loses the chamber, he's coming off of losing the Rumble, losing the chamber now, hasn't won a singles match since 2018. How is he going to be put in a high-profile match at WrestleMania, let alone the main event? So I think if we're going to do babyface versus babyface, and the eventual move is to have Cody Rhodes turn into a heel, what better way than by Cody stabbing John Cena in the back, the biggest babyface of all time? So that's why I think Cena versus Cody Rhodes makes the most sense.
I think Cena is, not for nothing, he's used to losing. When's the last time he won a match?
2018, I just said.
Okay, so John Cena's been putting over people left and right all the time. He doesn't need to win the chamber. He doesn't need to fight at WrestleMania to lose to Cody Rhodes. John Cena's going to come out of the chamber, I feel, with some feuds going forward. I see John Cena winning another title before he retires, but much later in the year. I think right now John Cena is there just because he is John Cena. It's his farewell tour, but I don't think he's winning the chamber at all. I got to disagree with you, Mark.
Okay. Kev, I'm curious on your thoughts.
No, you bring up the favor for CM Punk that he has with Paul Heyman, and you say that, he has a direct line to another main event match at Mania. I instantly go back to CM Punk versus Undertaker, where, everybody were through CM Punk's words. He said that everybody told him that was the main event. It should have been the main event. To CM Punk, the main event is the last match. We can sit here and say all we want, that every match at WrestleMania is a main event match, and it's a great match, and they're high caliber matches. If it ain't the last match, it ain't the main event, period. And that's what CM Punk wants. He wants to close the show. Now, that takes care of that point that I wanted to make. The other point that I want to make is I don't think John Cena needs to be in the world title picture, especially if he's on his way out the door. Would it put some stock into Cody Rhodes? Maybe. But then again, the guy hasn't won a match since 2018. So does a win over John Cena really mean as much as it used to? I don't think it does. However, I'm not going to completely discredit Cena, because Cena, as we've said in recent videos, has single-handedly carried WWE through some of the hardest times it's ever gone through. But where I think Cena belongs is winning the Intercontinental Championship and getting his Grand Slam championship. That might not mean a lot to a lot of people, but to me, I think Cena deserves to be a Grand Slam champion. So I would much rather see him in an Intercontinental Championship spot have, even though I'm not a fan of Punk, put Punk in the in the main event spot against Cody because what we've said earlier, if they do plan on turning Cody Rhodes heel, again, massive hypothetical, okay? What makes him more of a heel? Stabbing John Cena in the back, somebody that he really doesn't have a relationship with, or stabbing somebody in the back that he has openly admitted time and time again, this is my friend, this is somebody I care about, this is somebody whose back I will have, and then he sticks the knife in it. Which one of those makes him more of a dick?
I think that's a great point. I think that's an absolutely great point because CM Punk and Cody Rhodes have been laying on the we're friends a lot lately. I think we can all agree those are probably the two favorites in the chamber match, right?
I definitely agree. You know, I'm a big Seth Rollins guy. That's who I'm rooting for. But that's my heart. My head tells me it's not his time. But yeah, I definitely CM Punk, John Cena would be the two favorites in this match going forward.
Do we have any dark horses that we think could shock the world?
I got a hot take for you. My dark horse is Seth Rollins. I know when Seth Rollins is in a match, he's normally the favorite, and rightfully so. He is one of the best wrestlers in the world. He's incredibly entertaining. His promos are on point. His wardrobe is untouchable. He's the total package. The reason I say he's my dark horse is because he is the one person that I think will not win this match. Zero chance. And the only reason I say that is because he is 0-3 against Cody Rhodes. Do you really want to make him go 0-4?
Just to add on to Kevin's point, it feels like him and Roman are kind of moving towards a one-on-one match at this point. Maybe Roman comes back at the Chamber. But, Father, what were you saying?
I got a dark horse. The darkest horse in this field that no one's picking is Drew McIntyre.
Yes, a million times yes.
Drew McIntyre has been rolled up on. He's taking pins left and right. He's off the board. Nobody's thinking about him. But think about this. We got CM Punk as a face. John Cena is a face. Seth Rollins is a face, kind of. Drew McIntyre is not a face no more. Drew McIntyre is on the heel. That would be a perfect match for Cody Rhodes. So I would not count out Drew McIntyre, especially the way Triple H books things. That's my dark horse. I don't think he's going to win, but if he did, I would not be shocked.
Just kind of like sync us all up here. We might disagree on who we think is going to win or who our dark horses are, but can we all agree, whether you love him or hate him, Logan Paul's going to do some crazy shit?
Logan Paul is going to be incredible. I'm just concerned that he's going to be leaving this match with no direction going into WrestleMania. So I think he'll be incredible. I think he'll shine. He'll make everybody in the chamber look good. But what's the direction for Logan Paul going into WrestleMania? I'm very curious.
If this happens, I'm playing the lottery. And if this happens, remember, on It's Real to Us, Heel Kevin called it first. Logan Paul wins the Andre Memorial.
Oh, my God. No way. No way. He wouldn't even be on WrestleMania. That match has been on SmackDown for the last handful of years.
See, I think coming out of the Chamber, you're going to have the feud set up, and the match at WrestleMania for Logan Paul is going to be John Cena. I think John Cena and Logan Paul are going to get it on at WrestleMania. That's a great way to keep Cena in the relevant. Logan Paul will probably beat Cena at WrestleMania, puts him over a little, and it keeps Cena pushing forward in his farewell tour. Takes in another loss, but down the road, it'll be Cena's time. I got a feeling coming out of the Chamber, we're going to see Logan and Cena.
I like that. I feel like we gave everybody a little bit of a shine, too. Oh, except Damian Priest. Sorry, Damian Priest. You're not going to win. Maybe you get to fight Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, though. All right, so that is our Men's Elimination Chamber breakdown. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Make sure you're following It's Real to Us at It's Real to Us on X, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch. On YouTube, we are at It's Real to Us 1. Kev, you want to plug yourself?
Hey, it's right there. Heel Kevin 1 everywhere.
Heel Kevin 1 everywhere. Go follow him. Next, let's talk about the Women's Elimination Chamber match. Quickly, we have Roxanne Perez going up against Bianca Belair, Naomi, Liv Morgan, Bayley, and Alexa Bliss. I'll start it off with a controversial opinion. I think Roxanne Perez is going to win this match. Heel Kev, who you got?
Okay, now that you're done talking absolute nonsense, I can't say the first name because my smart speaker is going to start going off, but I got Little Miss Bliss.
I have Bianca Belair winning.
I like the idea of Alexa winning. I like the idea of Bianca winning. I like the idea of Roxanne winning.
I don't like that idea.
Just hold on. Let me finish. The thing I don't want is Liv Morgan. Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, we've seen it 100 times. I just do not need that match anymore. So as long as we have a fresh matchup, I'm okay with whoever wins this match. Now, let me just give my reasoning for Roxanne. Roxanne, arguably one of the most dominant NXT Women's Champion of all time. She's been on the main roster now officially for about a month. Already set a world record, longest time in a Royal Rumble match, 1 hour and 7 minutes. If you want to strap the jetpack to this girl's back and shoot her to the moon, what better way to do that than by having her have an incredible performance in the Royal Rumble, win the Elimination Chamber, and punch her ticket to WrestleMania against Rhea Ripley?
Do you really think she's got a chance if she did win the chamber to beat Rhea Ripley? You don't think that rocket that she's got on is going to fizz out and she's going to crash into the mountain and that's going to be it for her?
She might, but I think putting her at WrestleMania against Rhea Ripley will make her a star for years to come, win or lose, in my opinion.
You really want to see Rhea Ripley versus Roxanne? I don't get it. I don't see the appeal to her. It's like a David versus Goliath also.
Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley, it probably reads a lot better off of the marquee, but it doesn't make sense from a storyline point of view right now. I feel like Jade's coming back, and Jade and Bianca are going to do something. Kev, I'm curious. Did anything I just say or Tony say resonate with you?
I'm sorry, I was sleeping through your nonsense. Listen, I understand that Roxanne Perez is insanely talented. I'm not taking a single thing away from Roxanne Perez. However, let's go back to the Rumble. Who was the most exciting return at the Rumble? Objectively, I'm going to say it was Bliss because everybody kind of had a feeling that Charlotte was coming back. Nobody had a clue that Bliss was coming back. And when her music hit, it popped. And she has not stopped since. Everybody's had questions about Alexa. There's been this aura around her with the Wyatt Six now being back. They're all on SmackDown. Is this going to happen? Is it not going to happen? I'm not saying whether I want it to or don't want it to, but there are so many different ways that this can play out. I go back to Bray, God rest his soul, rest in peace, Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania. And then you had Alexa Bliss pop up in that black paint went everywhere. And they had like this such cool moment where they did these cool things with her, and they can do that again, but now not at her as an enhancement talent to somebody else, but have her do it on her own, which we know she can cut a great promo. We know she can work a great match. We know she can wrestle up. She's wrestled Charlotte. She's wrestled Bayley. She's wrestled Reese. She's wrestled bigger people than her and has had phenomenal matches. Nia Jax, Ronda Rousey, the list goes on and on. She is insanely talented. And you talk about the rocket being on somebody's back. I think it's already on Alexa's back. I think it's already fueled up and ready to go. I think it's time for you to just turn the jetpack on and let her fly. I don't know if I would have her beat Rhea Ripley, but I do think her being in that match opens a lot of doors creatively for her character. And it's what I want to see. I might be in the minority here, but I think Alexa is the way to go with this one.
I personally love Alexa Bliss. I'm glad you decided to make her your pick, especially because it would be a fresh match. My only pushback is she did just come back. I'm not sure if she's in ring ready to handle such a big match.
Charlotte Flair just came back, not ring ready.
No, that's fair. That's 100% fair. Well, so then let me push back this way. What about the Wyatt Six? It feels like they have already begun targeting Alexa Bliss, and going into WrestleMania season, maybe that's where her character and story goes.
And what better way to do it than to have her help her win the championship and dethrone the most dominant female in WWE right now?
Do you really think,
Good take.
Kev, do you really think Alexa Bliss could take the title off of Rhea Ripley?
She's 5 feet of fury. We've heard that time and time again. She's not the tallest. She's not the biggest. She's not the strongest. But I do think she is one of the smartest. And when you pair that with the fact that they've had the Wyatt Six going after her and pursuing her, yeah, Rhea Ripley is dominant. But can Rhea Ripley beat Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross and Bo Dallas and everybody else in the Wyatt Six? Can she pay attention to what Bliss is doing while everything else is going on around her and the lights and the flashing and the fog? And it's very easy to have Alexa Bliss beat Rhea Ripley when all of that is going on. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but if that does happen, it makes the win over her believable.
I like it.
See, I think Alexa Bliss and Roxanne Perez, I think they're fairy tale stories. I think they're maybe 1980 hockey, USA versus Russia.
Do you believe in miracles?
Do you believe in miracles? I don't see that happening. The mega match that I think everybody would want as a wrestling fan is Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley. That is your Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier. That is your big match. That's your mega bowl in Flint, Michigan. Bloody Rhea Ripley. She's always on top. I want to see her fight the most worthy opponent that could possibly beat her. And coming out of Elimination Chamber, I don't care what anyone says, no disrespect, Bianca Belair is that person.
I think Bianca Belair is going to be a little too busy getting in between Naomi and Jade Cargill when we find out that Naomi is the one that took her out.
Well, you know what? That's another thing, too, with the Jade Cargill thing going forward. This is why I like Bianca Belair in this match, because I do believe going forward that Jade Cargill is going to have a problem with Naomi and possibly Bianca Belair. Maybe both Naomi and Bianca Belair have something to do with that.
And
Jade
I think
Cargill.
that's where they go with WrestleMania for that.
I'm looking at Bianca and Jade Cargill down the road because I feel the reason you haven't seen Jade yet, she's not ready. They're trying to coach her up. They're trying to make her better as a singles wrestler. We all know she struggles as a singles wrestler, and I don't think she's coming along as quick as everyone hopes or wants. So that's why I think we might, and Triple H kicking that can down the road, I could see that Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair super match a little bit later down the road. That's why I feel Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania is that mega match that everybody wants to see.
I know we're on the topic of Elimination Chamber. I'm not going to get too far off. I just want to throw this out there for the record. I think you're underappreciating Jade Cargill a little bit. Could she use work? Yes, everybody could. But I think she's a lot better than what your explanation just allowed us to believe.
I also think Jade coming back is going to happen sooner than later. You're making it seem like Jade's going to come back at WrestleMania. I think she comes back before then.
Maybe she shows up at WrestleMania.
So you don't think Jade comes back until WrestleMania?
I'm surprised we haven't seen her yet. So the longer it goes, you got to remember too, the whole month of March, they're going to be on the road in Brussels, in Germany, and overseas. And if they don't bring her back soon, I don't think she's coming back until maybe early April before Mania or at Mania.
I'm sticking with Roxanne. Kev's got Alexa. You got Bianca. Let's just give a little shine to the other women in this match. Naomi, the glow, no chance, right? I love Naomi, but no.
Nah, no chance.
Bailey, coming off a failed chance at winning the NXT Women's Championship, really hasn't had any momentum since losing the WWE Women's title to Nia Jax at SummerSlam. Any chance?
No.
Love Bailey, super entertaining, but slightly more of a chance than Naomi, and that's not a lot.
Okay, and then Liv Morgan.
Would I be totally stunned? No, but I doubt it's going to happen.
Let's move on. Talk about the other women on the Elimination Chamber card. We have the WWE Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton, teaming with, I believe they're in Toronto, Toronto's own Trish Stratus, going up against Nia Jax, Candice LeRae, tag team match that I think babyfaces win. Hometown hero gets an awesome reaction, and Tiffany Stratton is put over because she's teaming with Trish Stratus.
I totally agree with that take. I think there's no way that Tiffy and Chris Stratus can lose this match, especially in Canada. This is a nice filler match. We're gonna, hang out for a little bit, watch, blah blah blah, go get something to drink. But I don't see this as I see it as one-sided. It's gonna be a one-sided match.
I'm smiling as I listen to you guys because I'm about to get on my soapbox for a minute, okay? I hope Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus get drugged through the streets. I hope they lose in the most embarrassing way possible. I love Tiffany Stratton. I think she's incredible. Trish Stratus, absolutely not. Trish Stratus is nothing more than a nostalgia hometown grab. That is it. Now, before everybody jumps in the comment section and jumps down my throat, let me remind you that Trish Stratus said everything that I am about to say first. She said it in 3 separate interviews. So everything that I am about to say, she has already said about herself. Trish Stratus is not in ring shape. She is not in wrestling shape. Her timing is off. Her position is off. She doesn't have it anymore. Again, everything I just said was said by Trish Stratus first. So before you come at me in the comment section, keep that in mind. Trish Stratus, again, I get it, the hometown feel, the nostalgic feel, the Hall of Famer, but this is one that's going to be lost on me. I don't want it to happen. And again, another hot take that I'll probably get crucified for in the comment section, but I challenge anybody to go check out her stuff before WWE. Candice LeRae is one of the most talented wrestlers on the WWE roster right now. She has not been given the shine. She has not been given the push. I am dying for them to actually pull the trigger on people like Candice LeRae, like Ivy Nile, people who are absolutely incredible, but they are stuck into these enhancement roles when they are better than the people they are enhancing. I hope this match is 20 minutes and 19 of it is Candice LeRae working the dog crap out of both of them
I
because she
love
can
it.
absolutely do it. Trish Stratus does not need to be in this match. She does not need to be on this card. She is taking it away from somebody who could actually be there, who could actually go and actually help make this match better. The only thing Trish Stratus brings to this match is a name. She doesn't bring anything else. And again, I just want to throw this out there for anybody who is mad at what I just said. Please keep in mind, Trish Stratus said all that stuff first.
You highlighted Candice LeRae in such a beautiful way and completely ignored Nia Jax. Like, I have seen so much of Nia Jax and I am so tired of Nia Jax. But in that same breath, I agree with everything you just said. I love the work that Candice LeRae's doing.
Listen, I'll give Nia her flowers, okay? I do believe she deserves some flowers. She is better than she was before she got fired. I hope she continues in this direction. I hope she continues to get better. I hope her promos get a hell of a lot better because I think that is her biggest problem right now. But I will give her flowers and say that she has gotten better. But Candice LeRae is head and shoulders above 98% of their women's division. Period, point blank, end of story.
Wow. You know what? As much as I disagree with the outcome of that match, I still think Tiffy and Chris Stratter are going to win the match. That take right there was incredible. And I enjoyed watching that, and I enjoyed listening to that.
My favorite part when you go, like, I hope they drag them through the streets, the hometown hero, Toronto.
Man, you sucked me in on that. I was listening, and that was awesome. That was an awesome take, dude. Great job.
All right, let's finish up with Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn for the 1,000th time. The friends turned enemies, turned friends, turned enemies again will go to battle, but this time it is in an unsanctioned match.
What are we doing right now? Mark, listen, I got all the love and respect for you in the world, and I very rarely, if ever, have cut you off ever, but you put some respect on this match, okay? I know we're supposed to do quick picks first, but if you'll indulge me for just a second, I understand we've seen this match time and time again. We've seen it in NXT. We've seen it on pay-per-views. We've seen it on Monday. We've seen it on Friday. I'll see it Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and twice on Sunday. I don't give a crap. This is going to be the most passionate match on this card. And that is crazy to say when you think there are world title implications and WrestleMania main event implications on this card. These two are magic together. There's a reason that when these two get in the ring together, people chant fight forever. Yes, I get it. We've seen this match time and time again. But you can't honestly tell me, as many times have we seen this, how many times have we ever seen a bad one? How many times have we ever seen one that didn't live up or surpass the one that came before it? I think these two are going to create magic. And I know this is the stigmatism around wrestling fans right now and around the wrestling fan universe right now, is that, do we really want to see this again? Absolutely, I want to see it again. I want to see it every day, because what these two men are going to do. People say this all the time. Whenever I say wrestling isn't fake, a word that strikes a nerve with every single one of us. Whenever I say wrestling is not fake, I'm talking about Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. I'm talking about that emotion, that passion that two real life best friends bring in, knowing that they are real life best friends. They come on a camera and they legitimately make you think they hate each other, and they try to do everything they can to not only end each other's career, but shorten each other's lives. And they do it so elegantly and beautifully. It is controlled chaos. It is a car accident that I can't turn away from. And every single time, I believe it gets better and better. So, Mark, respectfully, put some respect on this match.
I got all the respect in the world for Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and I didn't mean to come across as if I was disrespecting. So Sami, Kevin, heel Kevin, the father, I apologize if I was coming across as I was bashing those two men. No, I think that the Canadian men fighting in Toronto is going to blow the roof off the arena. You said it, Kevin. It might be the best match of the night. Might have the most passion, the most excitement. So let's do quick picks, and then let's dive into it a little bit. I'm taking Kevin Owens.
I got KO also winning the match.
I'm taking Sami Zayn.
Ooh, all right. Let's go over to Tony for the first thought.
I couldn't agree more with what Heel Kevin just said. You got two best friends for a long time. They know each other inside and outside the ring. They're only going to put on one of the most tremendous, most entertaining shows that we're going to see in Elimination Chamber. So 1,000% I agree with Heel Kevin. I can't wait to see this match.
So, Kev, I want to hear from you because you have Sami Zayn. What's the direction of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens after this match, and why did you decide to go with Sami?
So up until about what's today? We're recording as of today, February 22nd. Up until about 5 days ago, I would have picked Kevin Owens because he has that mean streak. He's doing this angry, this attack everybody, this me versus the world kind of mindset. And that tends to play out in their favor a lot of the times in the world of pro wrestling. But I think there's a lot of things we have to take into account with this is that first, I think that this is going to have that hometown hero feel that they want Trish Stratus to have, and she's going to completely miss the mark.
Going back, another ricochet to Trish
They
Stratus.
can't stand Chris Stratus.
I truly believe that this isn't just going to be a win for Sami Zayn. It's not going to be just a win for people. This is going to be a win for Canada because Canada's hero, Canada's golden child, is going to slay the bully. He's going to take out the bad guy, and the good guy's going to win. And that's what I think they're going to leave the I think they're going to want to leave the crowd on, is that the good guy got the win, and that somebody from their home, their land got the win. And it's going to be emotional, and it's going to bring a tear to a glass eye. And we've had Kevin Owens, and I hate it for Kevin Owens because he's been going up against Cody and he's been losing. But I think that's also the beauty in Kevin Owens is he doesn't have to win to be Kevin Owens. He doesn't have to win to be effective. He doesn't have to win to make you hate him. Regardless of win or lose, we're going to feel the same way about Kevin Owens as we do right now. But if Sami loses, it's kind of going to take some wind out of that sail. Like, can Sami get this done? And I think Sami needs to win more.
I'm going to disagree with the point. I think that Kevin Owens needs this more. Going into WrestleMania, if Kevin Owens takes a loss here after losing to Cody, what do you do with him? I'm looking at Kevin Owens comes out on top against Sami Zayn in this match. It propels him into WrestleMania against someone like Randy Orton. And I think that's the match that's going to happen in WrestleMania, KO and Randy Orton. So I think Sami's the guy who can afford to take the pin here, and he'll still land on his feet someplace in WrestleMania, something going on down the road. So I think it's in Canada. Maybe we're going to get the tear in the eye, but I think it's Kevin's time now to turn that tide a little bit because he's been such a big character, been a big part of WWE the last 4 months, but he's taken loss after loss. I think it's time for him to get a big win and propel him and keep him in the limelight going forward into Mania.
The first time Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes faced each other and Kevin Owens lost, did it change how you felt about?
No, it didn't change my opinion.
Exactly my point. When he lost the second time, did it change how you felt about him at all?
No, but it's the same difference when Sami takes loss after loss. It doesn't change my opinion.
I'm getting there. So what I would like to see out of this, because you kind of hit at what I was trying to get to a little bit later, is that when Kevin Owens takes this loss, it's not going to change the way we feel about him. More importantly, it's not going to change the way he feels about himself. He's still going to be that guy attacking people. He's still going to be that guy causing mayhem. And when it looks like there's no one left, when it looks like there's nobody there to stop him, and he's about to even snap even harder, you can still bring Randy Orton to stop him at WrestleMania.
See, but the only difference I got with that is we're going into WrestleMania. It's the biggest event of the year. It's not coming off of a pay event or coming off of a Raw, going into another Raw or another. This is WrestleMania, and you need momentum. If you want that Randy Orton, Kevin Owens match to mean something, in my eyes, I will look at Kevin Owens. Now, if he takes the pin with Sami Zayn going forward, not the same. So I think that because it's WrestleMania, I don't care who he is, he needs a little push. Going into WrestleMania, I think everyone needs that push to make that match a little more desirable and a little more wanting to see. So that's why I'm going to disagree with this particular time that Kevin Owens absolutely, if he takes the pin, going into WrestleMania against Randy Orton, it's going to fall flat a little bit.
I do believe Kevin Owens is going to lose. And when Kevin Owens loses, he's going to come on TV and talk about how he didn't lose because the match didn't count. It was unsanctioned.
Ooh, that's a good point.
And we're going to be telling him, no, it happened. You lost. And that's going to enrage him even more. Allowing him to feed into that, like, I didn't lose. The match never happened. What are you talking about? And everybody reminding him, you did lose. You did lose. And he's constantly saying, no, I didn't because it was unsanctioned. I think that feeds into the character that he's already playing.
There are a bunch of different ways that you can get to an end result. And whether it's Sami Zayn winning, whether it's Kevin Owens winning, the story can make sense however it's told. And you said something about Sami getting the hometown heroes like welcome. And I think back to Elimination Chamber when he fought Roman Reigns in that match, and the emotion I felt then. It would be so nice for him to get a win in Canada, kind of make up for that loss, so to speak.
He didn't get it last time.
Yeah, exactly. So I like that take. But going to the father's point about needing to keep Kevin Owens looking strong, we've seen how vicious that pile driver is, and I don't know if I see Sami Zayn in the cards for WrestleMania. So personally, I could see Kevin Owens doing another pile driver to Sami Zayn. He's got to get stretchered out, and then you get Kevin Owens, Randy Orton in a high-profile match for Mania. Sami might not even make the card this year.
Yeah, what do you do with Sami Zayn? Let's say he does pin Orton, or let's say Sami Zayn beats Kevin Owens. What is his story going forward in WrestleMania? Where is it? I don't see. That's why I don't know. I don't see nothing for Sami, so that's why it makes sense, especially if it's unsanctioned. He had a reason why he lost. He's not cleared medically. So he's the guy that could take the pin and not affect him as much, especially if you want to see that Kevin Owens, Randy Orton match. I want to see Owens. I agree with what Kevin said. You're going to root for Kevin. He's always going to bounce back. He can take loss after loss. But it comes a point after you're taking loss after loss after loss, going into WrestleMania, you want to be, I don't know, I think it's time for him. He needs a little push forward now. And Sammy's the guy, not medically cleared. He could afford to take the pin. And if he does win, where's Sami Zayn's direction? See, if he had a direction, maybe I could understand the point where Sami would win more. I don't see no direction for Sami Zayn. Win or lose, where's his direction?
No, I completely get that in 100%. I don't know what his direction would be, but a direction I would like to ask you guys about, and one that I would like to propose is, keep in mind, we've said this time and time again, this is an unsanctioned match. We're talking about, is Kevin going to win? Is Sami going to win? Let me give you a third option, because we know both these men aren't afraid to do high-risk stuff. We've seen them do some crazy stuff that we didn't think we would ever see on a WWE screen. Just keeping that in mind, that these two are prepared to do some crazy stuff, what if neither one of them win?
No
What
contest?
if they take a weird spot where they both get stretchered out? What if this doesn't have a finish?
Very possible.
It's a pretty good book, actually.
You know, that might be the way to go, and they're both, both save face or whatever you want to say going forward. Now, everything that happens in wrestling, whether it's Raw, SmackDown, pay events, we're in WrestleMania time, so it's got to make sense. It's got to be a puzzle to me that comes together going forward. That's why I see Randy Orton waiting. I see Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. I see that as a mega match maybe on Saturday or Sunday mid-card, and that's something I'd like to see. That's why I just don't know what they're going to do with Sami Zayn. That's why it doesn't make sense for him to pin Kevin Owens clean.
And I completely agree with you. You know, throughout the entire wrestling year, it is okay to see a puzzle piece that doesn't quite fit, but you kind of like force it into that spot and you make it fit. During WrestleMania season, you can't do that. It has to fit clearly. These pieces have to come together naturally. And that is why, like, Sami is still my pick, but I would not be surprised, because there is a more visible route to WrestleMania for Kevin Owens, being Randy Orton, being that he's the one that took Randy out. There's just something about this match that there's a little something in the air that tells me Sami's going to pull it off.
I love the passion that you have for Sami Zayn. I love the passion you have for Kevin Owens. But what I'm most curious about is, what do you think? The people watching right now, you've heard all of our Elimination Chamber predictions. Now it's time for you to tell us yours. Let us know in the comments who you want to win for every single match. Also, make sure you're following all of our social media platforms. We are at It's Real to Us. Also, make sure you're following Heel Kev every single place. He is at Heel Kevin. Gentlemen, do we have any final remarks about the Elimination Chamber?
The only remark I got is I'm looking forward to it. I think we got two great matches, the men and the women, so it's going to be incredible. And my match of the night, which I want to see, is the last match we just discussed. I'm really looking forward to that Sami-Kevin match. So I'm excited about the whole card.
I'm going to agree with Pops on this. I think Sami-Kevin steal the show. And one point that I don't think I've made yet, or something I don't think I've said, is Trish Stratus shouldn't be on this card. Other than that, I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, Kev, I got a Trish Stratus card of hers signed? You want me to send it to you?
Yeah, I think I'm running low on toilet paper.
All right, Kevin, thank you so much for stopping by. First podcast in forever at Heel Kevin. Make sure you're following him. Thank you again, my friend, and thank you guys all for watching.
Always a pleasure, gentlemen.
Yeah, guy was great. Kevin was great hanging out with you for these last hour and a half. I had a great time. Nothing but the best, buddy. You're awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Enjoy the Elimination Chamber, everyone.